If you've never lied, then you've never lived. I love a good lie, I do. I'm a bit cheeky with my lies. Like, I'll tell people the current economic status quo satisfies me. It doesn't. I'm just a born bullshitter. I'm telling porcupines yet again. I'll say for me, there's no problem with the distribution of wealth and income in this country. Everyone's like, Eric, that's bullshit. And I'm like, yeah, you caught me. Now can you be just as questioning to the media and the politicians that feed you that false narrative as well? Because there's people really struggling out there, and it's up to us to question the assumption that it's okay to have people barely able to get by in one of the richest nations in the history of the world. Love a bit of banter with my mates. Another good prank I like to do that involves lying is I'll tell my friends that they'll find all the meaning and happiness they need by working their way up the corporate ladder, rather than chasing their creative dream. I don't really believe that, but it's a bit of banter, innit? I've got 3 mates that are CEOs now. Joke's on them, they could have been moderately successful but financially destitute jazz musicians. They had the talent, but I taught them into getting business degrees. What other lies do I do? If someone finds a lump, I tell them it's probably nothing to worry about. I lie when I give directions. I love sending someone in the opposite direction when they ask me which way something is. That's a good lie. I don't know the direction to any place. I've got no sense of direction. But I'm like, just straight on, mate. They're like, straight on, this is a cul-de-sac. Straight on, man, get your foot down. And smash through that brick wall down there. And then carry on straight through the garden behind it, and you should arrive at your destination. Have a good day, chief. I'll sometimes tell people the wrong toilet code in Cafe Nero. That's a good prank. Fuck them. If I'm walking down the high street and someone says, have you got a few moments to talk about starving children? I'll always say, no, sorry. That's a lie. I've got loads of moments. I have so many moments to talk about starving children. Every moment I'm mindlessly scrolling through Facebook, I could be conversing about hungry kids. We experience lying when we're children, don't we? Our parents lie to us, not just about loving us, but like Santa and the Tooth Fairy and all that. Those are nice lies though, especially Santa. How magical is Christmas as a kid when you're dead excited and you can't sleep because you want to catch a fat bearded man breaking into your house with the same PlayStation bundle you saw at Argos? Then obviously you find out at some point that Santa isn't real, and that's gutting, isn't it? But the pain you experience from realising Santa isn't real is less than all the joy you get from the years you believe in him. Also, it should be obvious there's no Santa, shouldn't it? Given the fact that he only gives gifts that match the economic status of your parents. Maybe there is a Santa and he just loves to perpetuate inequality. But overall, it's still a positive lie, the Santa lie. I'm glad my parents lied to me about Santa, and I'm glad they kept up their sham of a marriage for so long too, and that they lied to themselves that they were ever right for each other. I don't think they ever loved each other, and I literally wouldn't be here if they were a bit more honest with themselves and each other. Then at school, there's always that one bullshitter, isn't there? At every school, there's a bullshitter. There's always one kid that even though no one believes a word they say, they just can't help themselves. They're so insecure that they feel they have to make stuff up to make themselves popular, and they tell you stuff like they're having a really tough time at home at the moment, and that their parents' relationship is extremely dysfunctional, and that there's constant shouting and violence, and they struggle to concentrate when they're at home, and it's not just affecting them academically but mentally as well, and that they really need someone to talk to because it's just far too much at the moment, and they feel like they're on the verge of a serious mental breakdown. And it's like, can you not chat shit for once in your life, mate? Stop chatting brown. What do you get from lying to me? Be quiet, please. Darren here had a threesome last night. That's what we want to hear about. Sorry, Darren, continue. They both genuinely said you had the biggest dick they'd ever seen. Wow, Darren, you're an absolute legend. But that lad bullshitting about his tumultuous home life, he'll grow out of it. And there's a good side to lying. Sometimes when you're told a lie, it can make your life better. Like with the Santa stuff. Also, if I'm feeling insecure and hating myself and my looks and stuff, I want my friends to reassure me. I don't want them to be honest about my limitations. I want them to be like, Eric, you're amazing, you're handsome as fuck, and I love you. I don't want them to be like, Eric, you're at best moderately attractive, you're not a particularly special person, and sometimes when you get this needy, I question whether we should still be friends. I need protecting from the truth. Obviously, lying and deceit can be terrible, and I don't recommend doing it with complete abandon. But I want to push back on it being a completely negative thing because, like I said, I think we need protecting from the truth. Politicians are the most associated with lying, aren't they? And that fucking winds me up too. There was the whole Dominic Cummings thing and going for a drive to test his eyesight. And Matt Hancock, he kind of lied by pretending to be a little nerd when he's actually smashing pussy on the regular. But again, I don't know if I want my politicians to be truthful. Imagine if we were aware of all the horrible shit they get up to. I'd rather not know. And also, I think the biggest thing they lie about is their competence. It's that whole fake it till you make it kind of thing. They have no idea what they're doing. They're running a country. No one can know how to run a country. There's too much to know. Society's like this massive, complex thing. But if politicians were honest and they just like gave speeches that said, I have no fucking clue how to solve the current crises we're facing, there'd be mayhem. And a lot of us do know it's a lie. We know the government don't know what they're doing. But I try to kind of forget about it a bit. And some people don't know that. They think everything's fine. They think the government's great. They're really happy with the current economic status quo and how it's going. And if we tell them the truth, is that kind of like ruining Christmas for a little kid by telling them Santa's not real? Maybe just let them get on with it if they enjoy it. Lying can be bad, but what can be worse is exposing a lie that gives a lot of people comfort. That's what I believe. Not. See you next time.